Yeah, hi everybody. I'm just watching Sam's playing with something there on the floor. Today we're going to do a beef Madras curry. Now, a couple of things to know. In about the 90s, I did some cooking classes. I did an Indian cooking class. We made breads, we made curries, vegetables, desserts. And then later on I remember doing a Sri Lankan cooking class with the adult education board here. So I've got a little bit of experience with Indian cuisine and cooking. It's my favourite probably. But if you want to go by the book, really you should make yourself a base gravy. I tried it once. You know, you can keep a couple of litres in the freezer, and it gives you that real authentic Indian restaurant taste and all that. I can't be bothered with that. I want to make a quick curry. It's 4:20 now. I want my curry to be ready by about 6:30. So we're having beef, as I said. A couple of things I'll be using along the way, but I'll show you. But first of all, have a look at this. If you can see it, that's a copper pan that I bought. It's a nice and heavy base. And in there I've got a little bit of mustard oil, and I've got some ghee, which is the ghee. I'm just heating it up. I'm going to put my onions in. When you're making a curry, the time you cook your onions is one of the most critical, so be prepared for 15-20 minutes for those onions to caramelize. Get a bit more light in here. The last one was a bit dark, I noticed. Hang on, these blinds, none of them work. They'll fall down, of course. Okay. Some of you will be horrified that I let the spiders do their own thing out here in this back section. They're not dangerous spiders. They're just house spiders, and they've been there for generation after generation, and I don't really see why I should destroy them. Just because I don't like the look of them. And they do a great job in catching flies, but we're losing the plot there a bit. So what have I got? This is what I'm going to be putting in my pan very shortly. My onions, fresh garlic, fresh ginger, and green chilies. I'll also put some sliced green chili in at the end. I'm going to flavour that oil with a cinnamon stick. This is just something I got from the butcher, just a powder thing. He was sort of basically giving them away. A beef vindaloo, and there's some Madras paste. You know, you can make your own pastes, obviously, but I really just throw stuff in these days that I think is going to work in a curry, and in most instances I end up with a pretty good curry. So I'm going to put my onions in, then I'm going to dice up my beef, and I'll talk to you when my onions have been softening for about 10 or 15 minutes. One word of warning, especially with a pan like this, it's going to get real hot. If I put the lid on, my onions are going to burn in 5 minutes. Add a little bit of water if they start getting too hot, but I'm going to keep the lid off, and I'm going to keep an eye on those onions. Alright, I'll see you soon. I'll show you this. The onions have been going about 10 minutes. They're nice and soft and translucent. Now, there is a bit of a strategy or a belief that if you add some salt to your onions at this stage, it will draw some of the moisture out. So I'm going to start adding some of the bits and bobs I've got now. Okay. No real rhyme or reason. I just know it's going to taste good. I've got some powdered Madras powder. I go to an Indian shop in Bendigo, get my spices from them. So they're ridgy-dig. I've got to use up this vindaloo stuff. As I said, want to get rid of that. I will be adding a cup of vinegar, which is a vindaloo type technique, just because I like that sour aspect to my curry. Here's the Madras paste. Right, now I also, I'll be adding some tomato later on in the curry's life, sort of probably half an hour before the curry's ready. I'll add some fresh tomato. I'll also, along the cooking way, probably in about an hour, add some tin tomatoes. I'm going to put a bit of water in because that's quite dry now. Now I've got some stock. I've got chicken stock I need to finish up. Beautiful smell. Many cooking instructional videos for Indian food on the internet, of course. I just know what works for me. I'll also add some mushrooms at the end. I like a beef curry with some mushrooms. I could add some capsicum, but that's probably overdoing it, because I also plan to do a vegetarian curry or vegetable curry to go with this. I've got some chickpeas, I've got some carrot needs using up, so yeah, I don't want to overdo it, obviously. I'll get the beef. I've probably got about 1 kilo of beef. Obviously it's not going to all be eaten tonight. When Brian gets home, he's gone away for a couple of days. We'll have a curry night next week, and we'll have the rest of it then. I like to cut my beef in fairly big chunks because it's going to break down. So I like a nice chunky. And this is a cheaper cut of beef. You know, that size I like. And this is going to I'm going to cook it at least 2 hours in this with the lid on. And just try and coat some of the beef with those spices. Another bit of a tip: the holy three, the trinity, if you like, of spices to go in an Indian curry would be cumin, ground coriander, and or I was going to say what's it called, this stuff here? I've gone blank. Paprika, sorry, paprika. Also, of course, you could add, and I'll add some mixed Indian spice. I'm sorry guys, I'm a bit blank at the moment. I've been out all day. It's a real hot day here. So I'll put some more of the stock in. Okay. Yeah, garam masala is the spice I'm trying to remember the name of. Yeah, garam masala. Each region or each town, even in India, each family have their own recipe for garam masala. So it's been about an hour. My curry is simmering away. I've added some Kashmiri chili powder. Can you see that? It's a real deep, rich red Kashmiri chili powder. It's not as hot as your average chili powder. It's got a bit of kick to it, but it gives it that beautiful, rich red colour. So what I might do is just give it a little bit of, I've got some tomato passata in the fridge. I might give it a little bit of that just to thicken up that gravy a bit. and we'll give it another hour before we start thinking about adding the tomato or the mushrooms or anything like that. So looking good so far. Haven't tasted it. I suppose I should do that. Let's have a taste. You know, the gravy at the moment is quite runny. Yeah, that's pretty good. So that's going to have to thicken right up. All that water is going to have to evaporate and give us a nice thick gravy. And by that stage, the beef should be nice and tender. So I'll talk to you soon. Okay, so my beef curry has been going about 2 hours now. That beef is real tender. There's a lot of gravy in there, which I'm going to have to, you know, break down. It needs to evaporate, as you can see. That's okay because I've got plenty of time. I don't think I'm going to add mushrooms to that. There's just enough in. There's plenty in that pan. So I can always add mushrooms to my vegetable curry, which is what I'm doing here. I've just put some vegetable oil in the pan. I've gone out to the garden because I've got a curry bush. These are curry leaves. Also a wonderful aroma. So I'll throw those in my hot oil. I'm also going to add for my vegetable curry some mustard seeds. They'll start popping when the oil is hot. Some cumin seeds. Give you that really nutty sort of aniseed type flavouring, the cumin seeds. And I can't be bothered chopping up ginger and garlic and all that again, so I'm just going to use some paste, some curry and ginger paste in my vegetable curry. I will add some coconut milk to my vegetable curry. As I said, this is going to give us a meal as well. I've just had a friend ring. She's coming over. She tells me she loves curry, so she might have some curry with me. I'll do some basmati rice. Now, as far as the curry powder in this, just to vary it up a bit, I mean, I did buy some korma paste. I could put a spoonful of korma paste in there, but I also have this curry powder, which is different from the other curry powder, which was a Madras. So I'm also going to put a green chilli in my vegetable curry. Right, I'll show you how it looks when we're a bit close to plating up. I am almost ready. Oh no, I was going to say I'm going to add the coriander 5 minutes before that beef curry is ready. All right, I'll see you soon. Just thought I'd show you the vegetable curry. Carrot, onion, green beans. I found some old pumpkin needed using up. Mushroom. And yeah, the coconut milk's gone in there. What's giving it the lovely yellow hue is the turmeric. So I put a couple of teaspoons of this curry powder. It's quite different than the Madras curry powder. But for me, yeah, it's kind of just hit and miss with the vegetable curry. Once again, you know, I could follow a recipe, but I'm wanting to eat this stuff, so I'm just throwing things in that I know will work. So as I said, there's mustard seeds in, there's cumin seeds, coconut milk, turmeric, and the curry leaves will give it a lovely flavour. I've got a rice steamer, so I'm about ready to put the basmati rice on. Basmati is the best rice for curries. It's a long grain rice, and it's you know, I buy it in a big bag. It comes from Pakistan. So all right, I'll show you what that looks like when it's ready. Okay, this is the end result. Vegetable curry. I did a raita using some mint, a bit of cucumber I had left over, the beef curry and the basmati rice. So smells pretty good, and I'm going to tuck in. I'll talk to you soon.